the Milkshake became such a symbol of hospitality. Our company, we start every major meeting. I do orientations personally for every new restaurant. 150 new associates, we call them in there, and we do a milkshake toast with them.
BusinessJournalDaily.com. 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Save, borrow, and invest with Farmers. Take heart knowing you're helping create a strong community. Mind your money at Farmers. Talk directly to local decision makers about your loans, investments, and insurance. Farmers. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal.
One thing that hasn't changed, our company culture and values, I say, is everything else is up for negotiation, but our values and our culture is not up for negotiation. It's cast in stone. And so the one thing about our culture that changed in 2002. My son was 4 years old, and I had another son, a year and a half or so, or a year. And we went Saturday afternoon with my in-laws out to lunch, and my wife and the kids. And everybody knows you have kids, you got to order food right away. And so
Right.
I ordered a grilled cheese sandwich for my son. They said, well, we don't have grilled cheese here. I said, okay, well, how about, can I have the club sandwich, whole the turkey, ham, lettuce, tomato, bacon, middle slice of bread, and the mayo? If you could take what's left and saute it in a pan for me, that'd be great. See, I got my grilled cheese. And so I said, how about I like a chocolate milkshake for my son, small chocolate milkshake. She said, I can't do that. All we have is a big Haagen-Dazs milkshake. It's like a quart of ice cream, and we just don't have a small chocolate milkshake. And I said, will you ask your manager if you could make that happen for me? And she goes over, asks the manager. I see the manager shake her head. No, she comes back. I'm sorry, we can't do it. I say, well, will you ask your manager to come over and see me at least? My wife starts kicking me under the table. Don't make a scene. I go, don't worry. I just want to understand why. And so a gal comes over. She says, I'm sorry. We can't make your son a small chocolate milkshake because we pre-portion the ice cream. And what will we do with the rest of the ice cream? Well, in my mind, I know I'm a restaurateur. I know that's crazy. No one's in the back pre-portioning ice cream, cutting up ice cream and making it right. And secondly, I said, I go, okay. And secondly, I didn't even care what they did with the rest of the ice cream. I just wanted a chocolate milkshake for my son. So I said, well, can you make a chocolate milk for me? And she's like, oh, sure. Now she's genuine hospitality. She goes, turns the leaf to make the chocolate milk. And I said, well, hold on one sec. On your menu, they had a warm carrot cake dessert and a warm brownie dessert. It said a la mode, $2.95. I said, what does a la mode mean? She goes, well, it's a scoop of ice cream to go to the dessert. I go, perfect. Can I have an order of a la mode to go with that milkshake or that chocolate milk you're going to make for me? If you whip it up in a blender, it'd be great. And she says, okay, sir. She admonished me at the table. It's going to be expensive. I'm like, okay, no problem. My wife says, we're never coming back here again, etc. So anyways, fast forward. 2 weeks later, I'm a keynote speaker down at the Hyatt Regency here for Business First magazine, and 500 people for lunch. And I'm telling that story how yes is the answer. What's the question at Cameron Mitchell Restaurants is our philosophy. And if we have the items we need to make something, we'll do it. And so 2 weeks later, a gal comes up to me in the street and says, my husband saw you speak at the Hyatt. Wanted to take you up on your milkshake story. Yes is the answer. What's the question? So went into one of your restaurants, went to the bar, asked to order a chocolate milkshake, and the bartender says, we don't make chocolate milkshakes here. I'm sorry, we can't do that. And so I found out about it. So I go marching into our Monday morning leadership meeting. I'm very much like Chicken Little, right? The sky's falling. This is what's happened. Our culture is not resonating the way through the organization it should. I'm hitting the panic button. We got to figure something out. These people, what do they don't understand? Yes is the answer. What's the question? So we start brainstorming ideas, and we come up with, we'll use a milkshake to be the symbol of hospitality. Our company, great, perfect. How about let's make milkshake pins for everybody to wear? Okay, for your service anniversaries, on and on and on. And let's tell everybody goes through orientation in our company as a 4-hour orientation before they start. Even begin training, and we'll just tell the milkshake story then. There, I said, we'll do a video about it, and they can watch. And I'm like, okay, all right, good. It's just not enough though, so we're trying to figure out. Let's make everybody a chocolate milkshake on their first day at orientation before they even start with their very first day, And the Milkshake became such a symbol of hospitality. Our company, we start every major meeting. I do orientations personally for every new restaurant, 150 new associates, we call them in there, and we do a milkshake toast with them. And we have guests. I think you were a guest one year. I think you came to present the milkshake to us. And I always, that's a tradition in our company. We've had Charles Woodson, we've had Urban Meyer, we've had all sorts of folks come present that milkshake to me. So today we make thousands of chocolate milkshakes in Cameron Mitchell restaurants, and now people try to trick us. Like we have a big catering company. We had a catering event somewhere and say, can I get a chocolate milkshake? And sure, because we bring what we call it a chocolate milkshake kit to every single catering event. And so we don't. It doesn't happen very often in our company anymore, but it does, occasionally still something slips through the cracks.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Save, borrow, and invest with Farmers. Take heart knowing you're helping create a strong community. Mind your money at Farmers. Talk directly to local decision makers about your loans, investments, and insurance. Farmers. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal.